Welcome to the Life and Transitions Experts Podcast. What's going on? I'm your host, Courtney Rollins. Very happy to be here, excited to be here. Life and Transitions Expert Podcast. We're helping folks who are going through some of the biggest transitions in their life, particularly when it comes to when someone passes away and probate needs to happen for the estates. We help with that. We also help folks before probate take place to help them hopefully find the right resources they need to hopefully avoid probate, as well as other things that may come. For instance, uh, quite often when someone has survived, or as people continue to get older, there is need for long-term care. So this whole area of just transitions in life is something that we're focused on and helping people through those transitions. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving any legal or financial advice, but I am dedicated to learning and growing in this space and in this world. And my experience that I've gathered over time, I love sharing with folks because it helps folks out, and it helps put food on my table and give me something that I feel like I'm bringing value, as well as getting that helper's high. So today, yesterday, I actually had a conversation, or I did a podcast on the staying home versus moving into a senior community for our senior population. And it was so popular that I decided to go ahead and do another one on what it looks like, the cost for long-term care. That may be something that is very important for people nowadays as our population gets older. So as I do, I'm going to share my screen. And if you are listening to this, thank you very much. Would love to subscribe. Would love any feedback, any topics that you're interested in me covering that can help. I definitely will do that. If I don't know the answer, I'll definitely research it and at least point us in the right direction, hopefully in the right direction. And if you aren't, you can go to YouTube channel and hit that like button and subscribe and all that good stuff, because it helps me reach way more folks. All right. So I just shared this stat yesterday from the World Health Organization. The most, I guess, not alarming, but one that speaks or is salient to our conversation today really is how we're getting older and we're living longer. 60 years within the next, was 2050 minus 2015. I taught second grade, so that's 35, I think. The next 35 years, our population of folks over 60 will go from 12% to 22%. That's almost double. And that's awesome, but it's also going to mean there's certain needs that we have to address. And so long-term care at home, these are national averages from gennex.com. I'll put that link in the show notes. But for long-term care, if someone is providing care going into your home or your loved one's home, it definitely depends on several factors, and we'll get into those before. But the national average right now, home care service, this is annual, is $53,768. Health aid services, they're helping with either other aspects, not just the activities of daily life, ADL, but also other services such as if there needs medication supervision and support for whatever type of condition you or your loved one may have. That's going to be $54,912 national average. And for senior living, again, this is pretty broad across, but community and assisted living, the average is $19,240. Assisted living facilities, $51,600. Actually, these are for North Carolina. I apologize. I did this specifically for North Carolina. If you want the numbers for national, the links in the show notes that has all this information, and it continues to change almost every day because the nature of our senior population is growing each day. If it's a semi-private room nursing home, $93,000, $93,075, and a private room nursing home, $105,850. And so you may be wondering, I'm going to share three things that impact the cost. And some of these are probably very intuitive. Number one, of course, the level of care. The more services, the more care that is needed, it's going to be more expensive. So when you're thinking about yourself or your loved one or the person you're working with, think about that will play a factor in the cost. Another thing is location. If you're closer to a metro area or an urban area, they tend to be more expensive and cost more going into any of those type of communities as opposed to more of the more rural areas. So that's something to consider. And the amenities. I just actually helped a client move into one of the Crossdale senior community, and I'm now clocking down to when I get a certain age because I'm like, hey, Michelle, we need to think about that space. It was so decked out. It was so lovely. You have swimming pools, you have weight rooms, you have free transportation with built-in social activities that will dog or pet care, things of that nature that are built into some of those communities. Of course, as you pull back from the amenities, the less it's going to cost. But if you are looking for amenities or your loved ones looking for amenities, of course, you can expect it to be a bit more. Oh, there's that's actually not for me right there. But great resource. I shared this yesterday is Ben Rayo's book, Paying for Long-Term Care, The Essential Guide to Understanding and Funding Senior Care. I don't have an affiliation. The only connection I have with Ben and his partner, Philip Vincent, is that I did attend and go to and participate in trainings to be a senior transition specialist so that I can help people figure out what to do with the property and the stuff and how you're going to actually fund these the cost of long-term care. And so, yes, if you're looking for a holistic approach to senior transition needs, definitely reach out to a state pro service. Much of our focus is before the probate, before someone passes, make sure that quality of life is taken care of as well. So I would love for you to, again, share this with folks that may find this useful, and reach out if you need support. Other than that, this is the Life in Transitions Experts podcast. Signing off, as I usually say, saying, let your light shine. Mm-mm.